I'm Kelly Thompson, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics.
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever put in the protector of the universe, bonded to the energy transformer quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station. He fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
Hello and welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 15. This is going to be a big one. Quasar issue 6 with a ton of characters and a big crossover. I am Phil, and the gang's all here. Of course, Matt's here, and making his triumphant return is...
Will. Hey, everyone. How's
it
going? All right.
And stay tuned until the end, because you guys will you might hear Matt going all Oprah and offering you prizes. All right, so... Oh, before we get into the issue, Will, you weren't here last time. How was the convention?
It was great. Heroes Con is always a great con. I ran a lot of people through, and there's all kinds of. It's really an artist show, and there are a ton of great artists there. You can't hardly walk through Artist Alley without seeing, A-list artists here, A-list artists here. I mean, it was a great show, and I got to meet a lot of people, signed a lot of people up for the newsletter, and
Nice.
Sold a few books here and there. So it was a lot of fun. I always come back energized from Heroes wanting to make more comics.
Cool.
And, pretty awesome show. Shelton Drum he's the owner of Heroes Aren't Hard to Find, who sponsors it, and he's always put on a really good show out there.
Awesome.
Cool. Did you successfully find that first Quasar appearance, or some key back issues you were looking for?
The boys, it's Father's Day weekend, so the boys hooked me up with some issues of Ragnarok by Walter Simonson that
Nice.
I hadn't got yet, so that was nice. And then I didn't get to walk the floor as much as I wanted to because just being at a table and everything, but there were a ton of comic vendors there, which is not like some of these, other big shows that have media guests and everything. Heroes is all about comics. So
Nice.
I would send the boys out looking for stuff for me occasionally, and they were like, okay, we failed there. We failed. They found some stuff. So that's pretty good.
Awesome. All right. All right, so let's get into the issue. Quasar number 6. I'm excited.
I am too. I've been wanting to talk Quasar. It's been a while.
Flies in a cathedral.
Yeah.
Our newest Acts of Vengeance special.
Yeah. Kind of a cool title, and boom, big Venom being about to be attacked by some sparkly quantum tentacles, I guess.
Yeah. Well, listen, Runt.
Exactly.
We're not getting taken back to prison by some punk we never heard.
And then you got the great, then then your headband's on too tight. So you got to have a headband thing in there too. It's awesome.
But I love, Venom gives Spider-Man such a hard time. By the end of page 2, Quasar has him back at the vault and all wrapped up.
Yeah, that's it.
He puts him in his own quantum webbing.
Nice touch.
Yeah. This is finally Quasar's really his biggest and easiest victory over a name brand
villain. Yep.
Villain, yeah, and boom! If you ripped off the first page, you wouldn't have no memory of it.
I know. Well, I mean, it would have been that simple with the Absorbing Man last issue too, if he hadn't been carrying that adamantium in his pocket.
Yeah.
Which is a really good plan if you're the Absorbing Man, that should be like standard operating procedure. What do you got in your pocket? Well, I got some adamantium, I've got some electricity, I got a lighter, I got all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were talking about it last episode, Will, and I said, yeah, that Absorbing Man can't keep it in his pants.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm bummed.
All right. Let's show Will some of the new stuff. All right. So After Quasar wraps up Venom at the vault in Colorado, later that morning on the 12th floor of Four Freedoms Plaza.
Nice.
Quasar, or should I say Wendell's in at the office late again. And again with the racquetball, she's... I was reading this a little bit ago, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, she keeps mentioning the racquetball. Does she realize she's the one who made up that whole story? Unless he made it up off panel, he never said that to begin with. That was her.
Yeah, that looks like that's completely Kayla. I don't understand that.
It's just what she wants to believe. You go a little crazy sitting in an office just making lists of office supplies and watering the same plant for 8 hours a day for 4 weeks or whatever.
I know. What is she doing in that filing cabinet? They have one client so far.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep the file
Mm-hmm.
in order.
Yeah. Every piece of paper says there is an appointment at 12:30. Tell him there is an appointment at 12:30.
All work
Maybe
and no play make Kayla a... Sorry.
No. But
They're just deli menus. They're deli menus for his usual deli order.
Yes, his usual deli order. He
Which we never find out what it is.
No, he said just put it, say, order it for 12:30, and then he said he has to get down the business of, for their first paying customer. And then he checks in with Eon, and he's like, sorry, there's been so many Avengers emergencies. He's like, if you're not too busy talking to my dad.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you played the Seinfeld music. It kind of goes through my head when the bookshelf starts to slide. You see Eon, you just expect applause. Yeah! Yeah, we love you.
But and then he's like, well, but the good news is like we can cross off another threat from space, and human alien symbiote hybrid by the name of Venom. He was a wuss.
Yeah, he doesn't say that, but it's
I know he's
understood, right?
It took me 5 minutes. I don't think he's a threat from space.
Yeah, and I feel like Venom hasn't. I mean, his suit has origins in space, but he hasn't been really associated as a space villain for a real long time.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, it counts, Eon, it counts. I did space homework.
He tried to eat my brain, was unsuccessful. Yes, kids, back in the 90s, every, I swear, issue he showed up, Venom, threatened to eat Spider-Man's brain.
Yeah, it was, the cool thing to do at the time.
I remember it would just eventually, Spider-Man punched him in the face and was like, shut up, Brock! Enough with the brains! And then he tells Eon, after I make this little business presentation, I'll get back to that, side thing of, saving you and the universe from this cosmic threat. He's like, but if you're bored, you can help me do some work. And Eon's like, no thanks, bro. Mentally exploring the universe gives me plenty to do. You'd be surprised how swiftly one's cosmic awareness can diminish if one does not keep up with one's studies.
Okay.
I know, and Quasar's like, and Wendell's like, well, okay, well, fine, whatever. I can only do one thing at a time, Mister. I can see across the universe. Sorry, I'm not my dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't even Eon does. Well, I guess I was gonna say Eon doesn't even offer to just hang and talk, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess Wendell has to concentrate. And two, what if Kayla walks in?
That would be awkward.
But so Wendell tries to get the work, but then you see his wrist glow because his bands are invisible. But it's Peggy Carter calling with another emergency. This time it's Claw. See that? How many villains are we gonna stuff in this issue? Okay. So Peggy says it's Claw. I know you've already taken one today, but Cap's in Washington. I haven't been able to reach Thor and She-Hulk. Those slackers.
They're not as easily contacted with their wrists. Don't get direct messages to them.
Yeah,
that's true. I don't think Thor's ever gotten the hang of call waiting, call forwarding. He said, "Sorry, one's my limit for today. I got too much personal stuff." She's like, "Okay, Carter out."
Yeah.
So we're up to Venom and Claw. It's 2 villains.
2.
He's like, "I hate to do that, but hey, I have other commitments. Where was I?" And then he's like, "Between EO and the Avengers, I ain't getting any work done." He's like,
Captain Responsibility.
"Kayla, cancel that deli order. We're never gonna find out what it is. I have an urgent lunch date. I forgot."
Yeah, and meanwhile, he leaves through the window. Okay, I have a lunch date. I can't make it. And then he just never walks past her.
Well, technically, we see him kind of swoop over from could he have come from his closet, alleyway closet there? I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. There just is a downward trajectory next to the 4. Okay.
And then yes. But so he's like, "Okay, Peg, I decided I will take that emergency call. Where's Claw? Has he been sighted somewhere nearby, I hope?" Nope. St. Louis, Missouri.
Now, was that where the Nova saga happened? The Supernova saga?
No, was that Chicago?
Oh,
Yeah.
Chicago, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, man.
Hey,
man.
We're visiting the Midwest here because
Quasar, Avenger of the Midwest. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
He says, "Okay, Claw, you big bag of noise. I hope you don't give me any more trouble than Venom did. I'm not in the mood for a tough fight." So he looks for the energy signature on the quantum bands, finds it. Then he finds bingo, I found him. He's using a giant sound constructed wrecking ball to wreck Wakanda exports.
You gotta love it, right?
One track mind on this guy. But then he swoops in. He says, "Yo, Claw, remember me?" Getting all street. He said, "We tussled once or twice back in Project Pegasus." I remember at least one time was during the Project Pegasus saga. So we'll get there too. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, "I won, incidentally."
Yeah.
Quasar, of course, I remember you. You create objects from light the way I create from sound as I shout this exposition. And he says, "It's not you I hope to draw in the battle." He's wrecking the Wakanda exports. I wonder who he was trying to draw in the battle.
I don't know. Who could that be?
Even though these guys are supposed to attack villains, heroes they usually don't battle.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Claw is not a team player here.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's a supervillain or something. Doesn't play well with others.
No kidding.
And do you think that Loki contacted all these bargain basement villains? Come on.
I don't know, because
maybe you see them in an email or something. Well, there was no emails, the facts.
Because I'm trying to remember, there was a breakout at the vault. Was Loki responsible for that too?
I think so. I don't remember for sure, but I think he was. Yeah.
I think it was part of the plan because I think that was like the beginning of Acts of Vengeance was that breakout at the vault.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So we almost get another quick
science section
fight here. Oh yeah, but he gets the science section because he puts him in a quantum bell, and he says, "My powered light is an electromagnetic energy phenomenon that can travel through a vacuum. Sound, however, is a mechanical radiant energy transmitted through a medium like air, which is to say cannot exist in a vacuum, much like the one I created here."
Boink.
And then
he's schooling them in multiple ways.
Yes. And then he's reassuring the crowd, "I didn't kill him. I just collapsed him into his prosthetic. He'll regenerate, I promise." But then all the people are like, "We don't want your kind here."
And he's apologizing for not getting there sooner when they say, "We don't want your kind here." I mean, come on, rude much?
Take that superpower stuff back to New York. And he's saying, the whole vault breakout thing hasn't done much for public relations. I'd be like, why? The heroes didn't let these guys out. Those guards were sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
He's talking about the Superpowers Registration Act. Hopefully that won't go into effect.
Yeah, so this is way before Civil War where it actually gets enacted. I don't...
Oh, yeah, this is like 15 years before the actual Civil War. Yeah, but I mean, they were talking about that for a while because like for years and years they were talking about registering mutants and stuff, and then it kind of went to everybody. Yeah,
it plays kind of a part throughout the Acts of Vengeance books.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading some of the peripheral ones, and it pops up quite a bit.
So
good
so
old
bas-
editor's note there.
Oh,
As depicted in numerous other titles where acts of vengeance are going on.
Oh yeah.
yes. So then Quasar's flying Claw's device, I guess, back to the vault, and he's saying that was easy. He's like, hopefully I'll be back at my desk by till he gets attacked by lasers, and we see fresh off his appearance in Iron Man 211, the living laser. That's right, we're up to 3.
That's 3.
Yes. He's like, there's that living laser, an old time Avengers foe, and he's like, sorry, Claw's coming with me. Lasers open, Quasar's quantum bubble, Claw pops out and drops to the ground, and as Quasar said, the fall will mean nothing to his simulated body.
But he does give Quasar a pretty scathing nickname. He's been given a lot of nicknames by villains, but Mr. Glitter. That's
nice. I still love the editor's notes. I miss editor's notes.
Yes, so do I. I still look for them when someone mentions something. Even if I know the issue, I'm like, come on.
Living Laser was last seen in Iron Man number 211, it looks like. So
yep.
An issue I probably have around here somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have that, yes. But I mean, that's I don't know. It makes the writers these days seem lazy with, they don't put an editor's note. It's like, oh, you couldn't be bothered to look it up.
Mm-hmm. There's this thing out there called the internet.
Yes.
I
know.
Really easy.
So Quasar's trying to blast living laser. He keeps missing. He says he's incredibly fast. He's like, well, what if I shoot off with an omnidirectional cascade, in all directions? And he's like, Laser's like, you got me. For all the good it did you. You see, kid, I'm just what my name says, a living laser. When's the last time you could hurt energy?
Yeah, but he must have been pretty inactive for a while, because I picked up an Iron Man Acts of Vengeance, and they're at 252 now.
Yeah. This was like way before Acts of Vengeance, yeah.
He beat energy.
So Quasar's trying to bubble him up, but he's still too fast. And then he's like, let me keep this guy busy so he doesn't figure out what I'm up to. And Laser's all mocking him, ha ha ha. Before I was a scientist before I was transformed. I know things about energy that amateurs like you couldn't begin to understand. And then Living Laser gets all fuzzy and blurry. He's like, what's happening to me?
Also, he's a scientist, but he uses the phrase doodads.
Yes! That's scientific speak, yes. And Quasar's like, well, Mr. Scientist, I've just located your specific energy signature in my quantum bands, and I'm tapping into you another few seconds, and you'll be... No! Just
bye-bye.
Laser shoots straight up, yeah. Quasar's like, he got away before I could fully vacuum him up. He says, and traveling at the speed of light, he's pretty fast at the slipping away department. But now that I've identified his energy, there's no place he can escape me. So then once he gets out of the atmosphere, he says he can really open up. How far will the living laser try to fly to ditch me? He's like, at light speed, it would take him a little over an hour to be way out past Saturn. And he's like, that's assuming he stays in the plane of the solar system. If he were to head straight up, he could. He's like, nah, can't be that frightened of me. Because unless he has homing devices, he could get lost in the interstellar void.
It's always considering the environment when he quantum jumps. He doesn't want to put another hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah, see, most of the time he says quantum jump, but here on page 14, he says he's going to check the moon. He says, here, I'm going to do a quantum leap.
Oh, wow. No,
was that on TV at the time, maybe, I think?
Maybe, because this was 1990. I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. He should have made a quantum orange vest before he did that.
Oh, wait. We got our living laser was like a hologram. Okay. So, yeah, he does a quantum jump or a quantum leap, whatever you want to say, this issue. I don't think he's done one since, issue 2?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he's been on Earth the whole, since.
Yeah.
So he's back out in space since the first time since issue 2. But he jumps to the moon and he says, "Yep, Laser's energy is stronger here." And he says, Now I have to sneak up on him. He's like, what the heck is that? Oh, wait, I remember the thing telling me about the blue area of the moon. Ruins of an ancient city built by some aliens. But this city looks brand spanking new.
Urban renewal?
Yes, or more like Inhumans. Then he sees a rundown section, which I believe is the Kree section. And he says he could feel the Laser's energy signature close, and the Laser sees him. He's like, oh, crying out loud. He followed me here. He's like, how am I supposed to camouflage myself? I can't change back into human form anymore.
Yeah, suffocate.
He's like, should I try to outrun him in open space or hide from him? He's like, oh, what's this? Some kind of structure unlike anything I've ever seen. Feels warm, like the place contains a powerful energy source. He starts digging inside. But whose home is it? The Watcher.
Hello, Watu.
I believe, and look, he's watching on his view screen. I believe he's reading the first ever digital comic of What If Number 9, Volume 2, Number 9. Yes,
which is what if the
X-Men had died on their first mission.
Yeah.
The new X-Men, right?
Well, yeah, it's the original all the originals except for Beast and like that. Yeah, that's the new X-Men, like Wolverine, Storm, and everyone. Yeah.
So what issue was that story? Was that giant size X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, what was the issue after that? X-Men 94,
I think.
With Count Nefaria, yeah, because then in this reality, Beast had to put together a new team of X-Men. Oh, but we'll talk about that.
So maybe he's watching the first mission and getting ready to ponder the events of the What If episode.
Maybe. But so we see Uatu, reading his digital comics before anyone else. But then elsewhere in the alien citadel, we see what's his name? Ivan Kragoff.
We need a ding.
He thinks his whole name. Yes. The Red Ghost. What's that,
number 4?
Oh, Lord. Who, for some reason, his intangibility lets him slip past the Watcher's, all the security systems, and the Watcher senses it's himself. I don't know how, but he's there to plunder all the alien artifacts. No, Siri, I wasn't asking a question. But yeah, then Red Ghost sees Living Laser. And he's like, wait. He's like, that fool, he'll ruin everything.
Which is a common trait amongst the acts of vengeance things. Villains also squabbling.
Yes. This is just quite the coincidental acts of vengeance because Red Ghost wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, no. He's Russian based. Also, side note, if you're gonna break into anyone's lair, you might as well break into the Watchers. He's not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah, that's right. He'll watch you do it, I guess.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, Red Ghost is worried about sneaking in, but even if he did try to steal something, would the Watcher try to stop him?
Yeah. It's not his way.
So Quasar follows the energy signature to the Watcher's little condo there, and he's like, woo-wee, whatever's inside there is an energy signature like none I've ever encountered. It feels very alien. Maybe Eon can identify it. So here we go for our Eon call, and like we get every issue. Say, Eon, you know anything about an alien on Earth's moon? Yes, Uatu the Watcher dwells there. He is a member of a race of near omniscient, yes, vastly powerful beings who have appointed themselves official observers of the cosmos. Although every Watcher has an oath of non-interference, they do not welcome direct encounters with the subjects of their observations. Quasar says, well, I just chased a living laser man to his house. What should I do? He says, let him go. The Watcher can take care of himself. And then Quasar's like, He's like, I came all this way, and he knocks on Uatu's pink door and says, maybe I should just let him know about his uninvited house guest. Another science fact. He says, wow, this place looks a lot bigger on the inside than it did on the outside. Must be a tesseract.
Or a TARDIS.
Yes. Which is a hypothetical fourth dimensional object. But he feels the laser's energy again. And then he sees him. He takes off after him. He's like, with any luck, I can vacuum him up and get out of here without honking off the Watcher. Then the laser's like, how can I escape him? And then they see Uatu and his digital comics. That circle looks like a window into another world, and the laser even thinks, what if?
I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
And of course Uatu's just sitting there staring at him. So page 19 of Quasar 6 and page 24 of What If number 9, we get the same panel with the plane. I'm gonna do this plane scene. It's also in What If number 9 right there.
Yep.
And Living Laser flies through the screen, but we don't see that. But in What If 9, you see him. I believe he comes shooting through Count Nefarious plane, because all they say is the plane blew up, but I'm pretty sure that's the Living Laser comes streaking out of the plane there.
Wow, that's a nice crossover depth.
And I wasn't sure. I never really checked it this closely, but these were the same month, January 1990. So
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was talk about that. That's the Mark Grunwald tie-in stuff, because January 1990. Even though he didn't write What If, but
Still.
Yeah, nice promotion.
I wonder if he was editor on What If.
Oh, that's right. Because it was Roy Thomas wrote it. No, Craig Anderson was editor and Tom DeFalco was editor in chief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a nice little nod from Gru, right?
I guess, yeah.
Tom DeFalco's the common trait, though. They're both editor in chief on both of these books. So.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But some guerrilla advertising there, yeah. So, but on Quasar end, the screen turns off, and Quasar's like, "What happened? He disappeared into that weird portal. I can't detect his energy anymore." And that's the last we see of the laser until what is it, Quasar 30?
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yes. They
Wandering the Worlds of What If, I think,
Yes.
is the cover copy on that one. It's
So
awesome.
don't worry, kids. It'll be a while, but we'll get back to the Living Laser eventually. Another 24 Quasar issues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so polite. He's so polite to the Watcher. He's so polite to everybody. You know.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
Well, I mean, when you're face to face with a giant, all powerful alien, yeah, I might be a little nice too.
yeah. Sorry for the intrusion. You know.
I was just trying to apprehend that fellow who streaked by. He's a convicted felon on Earth, but I suppose you might know that, being omnipotent and all. What happened to him anyway? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Well, I guess I'll be going. The Watcher just teleports him back out to the moon. I'd be like, geez, okay. You wanted me to leave? You couldn't just transport me back to Earth? Although maybe he wanted him to take out the rest of the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I guess he doesn't consider effortlessly eliminating household pests like me a violation of his oath of non-involvement.
Swatting a fly.
Yeah, basically. But then Quasar gets tackled on the dark side of the moon. No, it's light side. And then I guess the Red Ghost is thinking at him very loud. You unmitigated idiot! You ruined everything! If not for you two, the Watcher would never have known enough to expel me from his stronghold. And Quasar's like, who? He's like,
and I'm shaking my fist at you.
Exactly.
I'm really, really angry.
And then he pulls out his gun and starts shooting at Quasar. He's like, wait, I recognize this guy. He's that Russian scientist who got irradiated by cosmic rays, the Red Ghost. What's he doing here? And no super apes. Well, I guess it'd be hard to sneak into the Watcher's house with all your super apes.
Yeah.
If nothing else, the Watcher would be like, what's that smell? And Quasar's even like, I can't ask him anything, since we're outside the artificial atmosphere. talk about a nice guy. Quasar puts a bubble around the Red Ghost and even gives him some atmosphere. So then he says,
him Comrade, really buddies up to him.
I know, like the name's Quasar Comrade. One of the Avengers, and don't take kindly to be fired upon. And the Red Ghost is like, you think this force sphere can hold me? And he phases right through it.
But he talks outside of the sphere, which is
I know.
I know. And I mean, unless that was him talking and then that's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder why the lack of air isn't bothering him.
Yeah.
But he's like, I've got no quarrel with the guy. I don't even know if we Avengers have any jurisdiction over foreign agitators like him. Lots of big words this issue.
Very educational issue at this point.
But it's like, basically, since he's attacking me, I'll run through the electromagnetic spectrum, see if anything stops him. He's like, no low frequency radio waves, nothing. He's like, work my way up the cosmic rays, no go. He's like, sorry, comrade, I can't touch you. I sure don't want you touching me. And the Red Ghost gets the idea, hey, he kept me from stealing stuff from the Watcher, so I'm going to steal those pretty bracelets of his. And then Quasar he phases through a rock, and Quasar tries to smash the whole rock. I don't know I guess just to find them, because if he's intangible, it's not going to affect him. But he's like, a smash just isn't the same without a sound effect.
That's almost a fourth wall break, maybe, kind of ish.
Yeah. He's like, where did he go? I already tried that frequency. It didn't work before. Why do I get the feeling this is a setup? And the Red Ghost makes his arms at least intangible to put Quasar in a chokehold. He's like, okay, good. He's like, I ought to be able to sizzle this with some infrared. And he does sizzle his arm, and he goes out again.
He knows how to defend the choke. Fight the hands.
And Quasar's like, okay, let's get creative here. If I can't find a way to overpower one intangible Russian, how am I going to protect the universe from something really heavy? And I didn't remember this about the Red Ghost. He goes, I managed to touch his bands of power. Anything I've touched, I can make intangible, which he does. And Quasar's like, what? My aura. And he crashes to the ground.
In a nice 3-panel sequence, which is kind of cool,
Yes. And he says, it is as I hoped. The youth needed to keep in physical contact with his weapons to maintain his artificial atmosphere. He is dead and his weapons are mine. And he's like, odd that his wrist rings remained on his arms after I dematerialized them. They should have drifted away in the moon's lesser gravity. Oh, you're in for a treat now, Red Ghost. He's like, I could touch what I make intangible when I'm in a similar state, but I cannot remove them. Perhaps if I become tangible, partially tangible, I can survive in a vacuum for a few moments. And that's when Quasar sucker punches him like 4 quantum fists, knocks him out, bubbles him up, and he's like, apparently, I guess he just found this out. No matter what anyone does to the quantum bands, I still won't maintain my mental interface with them. So that's cool. Even if they're intangible, you can't take. Even if you make them intangible, you still can't take them off. And
they are on the arms no matter what.
Yeah. Well, unless you cut them off, and well, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah. So he said, I felt him monkeying with their intangibility, so I shifted my energy aura beyond the visible spectrum. So see, I mean, continuity. I guess he can probably change the color of his flight trail because he can make it invisible. Why not?
Yeah. Maybe he just wanted it pink for those Avengers issues. Yeah.
Show off.
I mean, Grunwald likes to do a little backtracking and clearing up for past mistakes and bringing back the characters. So maybe
Grunwald was throwing out bait for no prize. He's like, okay, guys, explain the green paint, explain the yellow. I gave you enough help.
Quasar actually makes. This is in Star Masters. He actually makes some things that aren't glowing yellow. He changes their colors. Huh. If I remember it right, it's been a long time since I read those Star Masters issues. So it's when they're fighting. They're fighting that alien overlord guy, and they have to impersonate him or something weird. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll have to look that up. I haven't looked at those issues in literally decades.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, we'll get there too, but I think that's like towards the end of our list. So.
Oh yeah, that's near the end of.
Well, that's
That's
at
the last
post
10 or
Quasar
15.
60.
yeah. I was gonna say that's past all his solo issues. Yeah. So Quasar has the ghost bubbled up. He's like, let me dip in the blue area of the moon because they're both their air's getting low, and he's like, let me get Red Ghost back to Earth before he wakes up and slips out of the bubble. Although if he's off the moon, is the Red Ghost really going to slip out so he can just like float?
Yeah, what's he gonna
Float in
do?
space? I don't think so. He's like, let me check if there's any outstanding warrants on him. If not, I'll probably just drop him in Russia and hope he behaves himself.
Yeah.
Good plan. He's like thinking about his strange first trip to the moon. But I'll come back sometime when I don't have pressing business. And then the issue ends with him doing his another quantum jump. He's like, okay, Mr. Watcher, watch this. And he quantum.
And the Watcher's face is in the moon, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. He's the old man in the moon.
So what's our total here? Do we have 4 villains?
I believe so. So Venom.
Do we count what is it? Krakatoa, or whatever the name was from the. I mean, he doesn't really show up. He's in
I mean, he's basically just on the view screen, but I mean,
Good
still. I mean, we got 4 villains. I think that's still
I
pretty
think that's
impressive.
enough. Yeah.
For a Quasar, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Grunwald really wanted to axe of vengeance this thing.
He axed it all up, didn't he?
I mean, Venom, Claw, Living Laser.
Red
Claw,
Ghost.
Living Laser, Red Ghost. I guess that's all the villains. We got the Watcher too, but he's not a villain.
Yeah.
So I was trying to see.
And in the next page, we've got a science section.
Yes, because we didn't even have a letters page last issue, but
Yeah, it's also the first letters page too.
How sweet the moonlight. It's all your science facts about the moon.
Mm-hmm.
About the airlessness, waterlessness, geographically dead, illuminated from the sun, which casts shadows on it. We see them as phases of the moon.
And then it says the Earth and Moon in the upper left and right corners are drawn to their correct size and distance. So the Earth on the left-hand side of the bot panel, and then the Moon over there on the right-hand side. That's distance and size.
Yeah, there's no writer who's doing that today.
Yeah, that's just cool as heck.
I know. Oh my lord! Remember we were talking about how long it took like letters to hit the letters pages back in these days, like when you had to mail stuff in and stuff. This letters page is talking about Quasar #1.
Yeah,
this is issue 6. And they're like, Quasar 1 was great.
Hey, and Mike, and I love this last letter here. I was just rereading it. My congratulations. Quasar is the first comic I have read that did not explain what SHIELD stood for in a footnote.
Even Grunwald was like, I ain't going there.
Yeah, he goes, okay, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division. Sorry. So there you go. Now it's there.
and the end of his letter, it's like, let's see more of Quasar's dad.
Harsh, very harsh.
I'm like, holy crap, man. It's like, I mean, we didn't have the internet back then, so I'm like, I guess people were like, somebody was gonna try to start like a Gilbert Vaughn fan club or something.
Now, I have not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. much, but I believe they referenced a Dr. Gilbert Vaughn in like the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., didn't they?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, they did. I can't remember where or when, but yeah, they just they threw out the mention, but that was it. Because that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, they're gonna put him in a movie or something, put him on.
Agents of TV. Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s only getting one more season, like a short season, but dude, Netflix, come on. Something.
That'd be nice.
Yes, it would.
And the letter above that, there's someone that he hopes that Quasar's book lasts longer than the other Project Pegasus buddies. Thing had 36 issues, and Black Goliath only had 5. So
made it past all those.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, because the Thing got canceled at 36, right? And he was the Thing series was kind of the successor to the Marvel 2-in-1 series, I think, if I
Yeah.
remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the Thing was in every Marvel 2-in-1 almost.
Yeah.
All the letter. Oh, we were just talking about this in the letters pages. The next to last letter, I think they Scott Shears asking about the color of Quasar's energy, because the answer was he says we're depicting our cosmic Avenger natural colors while flying, unless he's really augmenting his energy aura with extra juice.
There's the no prize.
Well, I think the question was, you can see his whole costume, unless sometimes it's just like, he looks all yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I looked ahead 5 issues to see if there was any letters commenting on this particular issue.
Yes.
And there is not, actually. There are letters in, I think it's the 13th book or 11th, I forget. But the Excalibur one, they talk about episodes. I got the Seinfeld in my head. Issues 4 and 5. And then the next issue talks about issue 7 right after that. So 6 kind of got lost in the shuffle in terms of feedback. Maybe there was just a lot of angry letters about the false Venom advertising that they just
maybe.
Yeah.
What is that, like the third or fourth appearance of Venom? I mean, it's a really early appearance of him.
90. He was probably. Oh yeah, this was like the heyday of Venom. I mean, if he was around, it might have been like a year or two, but.
I mean, if he's already escaped from the vault a few times, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't even mention all the villains on the cover, because it doesn't mention Claw. Yeah, I think Claw's the only one that's not mentioned. But I think the first time I read this, I was like, oh yeah, Claw's in this. They didn't mention him on the cover.
Yeah.
Here I was gonna say, we'll see who
appearances of Venom. Yeah.
Huh. Now that just tells me Acts of Vengeance tie-in. Got an Overstreet around here somewhere, but
let me see, Wikipedia. His first full appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 300, was May 1988.
Okay.
So he's been around for a while.
Yeah. So like, I mean, well, this was like January 90, so yeah, like a year and a half.
Yeah, and he was, if I remember right, he kind of showed up, messed with Spider-Man, and then went away for quite a while. And then he was brought back, I guess, a year later or so.
It seems like it seemed like for a while there was like, it was like an annual thing to bring Venom in, because it was like that was Amazing Spider-Man 300, and I think he showed up again in like 316 or something, and then after that it was like he showed up like after Acts of Vengeance, it was like 332 or something. Yeah.
Did Spidey fight him as Cosmic Spidey?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, it was all guys he hadn't fought before, like Graviton and
Cosmic, superpower hitters, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, I got it.
Magneto, the Grey Hulk.
Yeah, doesn't he punch the Hulk into orbit?
Yes. McFarlane artwork too, man.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yes.
Spoilers, it's Captain Universe power. Sorry, the Enigma Force? No, what's it called?
And yeah, I think it's the Enigma.
Force?
I don't know why you call it the Enigma Force, but
yeah.
But
apparently it's strong stuff.
And I have a Web of Spider-Man, Acts of Vengeance, where he fights Dragon Man. And the top of it says, the non-mutant cosmic superhero.
That's right. They joked a lot about that at the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the last one before he lost those powers, he fought like a Sentinel.
Yeah, it was just crazy. And then, they team up. Is it 2 issues? Quasar number 8 or 9?
No, 7.
7. So next issue.
Yes. Well, next episode we're gonna do Marvel Team Up 113, their first encounter, and then after that we'll do Quasar 7.
Cool.
We've got back-to-back Spideys coming up.
Oh, so do you want to do this giveaway, Matt?
Yeah, we'll do it.
What do we want to do? Let's announce it here. Do we want feedback? Do we want like emails or
how about this? If anybody leaves You could email us if that's easier for you, but if you leave an email type of text, a comment, a question, as an iTunes review, we will check the iTunes review and then just email us that you wrote the review, and I will mail you a copy of the issue that we're talking about next week, the first Marvel team up with Spider-Man and Quasar, because there's a great comic book shop that I frequent, that I tried to go to today but was closed, that I'll be going to tomorrow, and they for some reason had like 8 copies, so I'm going to limit this to the first 8 people that write reviews, and hopefully I send out all 8, but I have some stamps burning a hole in my pocket, and
that's right. That's right, people. All this could be yours.
Nice.
Hey, it's from 1981. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can win a 10-speed racer.
I was going to say, yeah, and you can win a Columbia 10-speed Formula 10 racer.
I got to go send that in. I'm going to find my copy and send that in. I need to get a bike.
Yeah. Weird side note, because I work as a tour guide during the daytime, Columbia Bike Company was the first bicycle company to mass produce bikes and in the United States history, and started in Boston, where I'm podcasting from.
Very cool.
He lies, people. He is not a tour guide. He's like the CEO of Kona Ice.
That's Kona Ice season. I'll be at your local state fair selling snow cones.
So give us an iTunes review, send us in emails. Marvel Team Up 113. You can tell us what was Quasar's hair doing here.
It was the early 80s, and he was wearing a headband. Disco was not dead yet.
That's why Quasar makes so many appearances in Dazzler issues too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, because they started getting kind of chummy and stuff. Be like, let's go back to your place and do each other's hair.
Dude, that's why it took such a shine to Kayla. He has a type, you know.
Yeah, you may have nailed it right there.
They share headbands.
So what is coming up on the old schedule?
Like we said, next episode is Marvel Team Up 113, Quasar's first encounter with Spider-Man, followed by Quasar number 7 when they meet once again during Acts of Vengeance, and he meets the cosmic-powered Spider-Man. And then 1, 2, 3. The 6 episodes after that will be the Project Pegasus saga.
Sweet. Very cool.
Well, it's the 6 issues of Project Pegasus, and then after that is the Marvel Team Up Annual 5.
It's almost like you planned it with the Marvel Team Up being right before the Cosmic Spidey issue. I don't know. That's just crazy.
Well, I kind of like, we didn't do it yet, so let's do it right before do 2 Spider-Mans. Well, that's why I did all the Project Pegasus and the Marvel Team Up Annual after that, because Quasar 80 goes back to Project Pegasus, right?
Yep, that's awesome. I was joking, man. I know you planned it out, and you planned it out perfectly. There's method to the madness here. I'm just trying to point it out.
I know. It seems like random people, but they're as hard as it is to believe, thought does go into this.
You have planned this out like a mysterious man in a white fedora and trench coat. And,
before Labor Day.
Yeah. And you have given Will and I the impression that it was our idea.
Yes. Are we feeling like fighting anybody? You? I don't know. I'm not, but maybe. Wasn't that what Loki was wearing? The white trench coat? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think I found I read, because I was telling Phil that I've been reading other Acts of Vengeance just to kind of get a sense of everything else that's going on, and I found there's a Avengers issue that it's still not revealed that it's Loki yet, but he's plotting, and he refers to Earth as Midgard, so that's a pretty big tell.
Oh yeah, really big one right there. I think I have the Acts of Vengeance crossover omnibus, but I don't know if I have the Acts of Vengeance omnibus.
Oh.
Because I think they'd had the main storyline, running through the Avengers titles. No. Wait a minute.
I mean, are you talking about are they differentiating differentiate between like the Acts of Vengeance in the corner and the ones that are on the top?
I think possibly.
I think probably the main Acts of Vengeance story is like them considering like the Avengers books, like, you know, the team books and like the solo, like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, those books. And then probably the crossovers they consider probably like Spider-Man and Daredevil and Punisher and everyone else.
Yeah, that makes sense because the ones that have just the corner or that I have are Spider-Man, Alpha Flight, and Punisher.
What's weird, I'm trying to remember because it's not sitting in front of me. I think Quasar 7 doesn't have any Acts of Vengeance like written on the cover, but meanwhile it obviously is because Spider-Man still has his cosmic powers.
Exactly, yeah. And I have to I don't have a copy of this. I may have a copy of this poster somewhere, but one of the promo pieces, I can't show it, I've got it on my screen here, but one of the promo pieces for Acts of Vengeance was the villain's feet, a kind of a white circle on the ground, and you had like a busted Iron Man helmet.
Yes!
Shield busted. You had a quantum band there, you know, busted up and broken. Hawkeye's bow. I love that cover. I mean, I love that image. And I think it only ever showed up as an ad.
Yeah, I think so. I put up that graphic when we did Avengers 311, that and the cover for Avengers 311 for the episode. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But I remember seeing that in back of books. But yeah, that's the only place I remember seeing is as an ad in like backs of books.
Yeah, that's where I saw it too. I must have been the back of 310. Yeah.
There was a couple books. I think even like non-Avengers books they promote it. But
I checked. There's no Acts of Vengeance on Quasar 7, so you're correct.
No.
Yeah.
But he has the cosmic powers.
And then 8 is absolutely the last Secret Wars tie-in. Is that it?
Yeah. So a couple years later, when like Deadpool did one.
Yeah, exactly.
But is there any like actual Quasar posters, Will?
Let's see. They were advertising some new series, and Quasar shows up on one.
Okay.
Hang on a sec.
But is there any like just of Quasar?
I don't think so. Let me check. I've got these on the Quantum Zone, so let's take a look real quick.
Check out Will's website, Quantum Zone.
Okay, poster wise, he is on. Okay, so that's the Acts of Vengeance promotional poster. I consider that Quasar because it's got a quantum band on it.
Okay. Oh, that's an actual poster?
Yeah, I guess it was a promo poster that went to comic shops, I think.
Okay.
He's on the Atlantis Attacks promotional poster because he's on some of the covers that it reprints.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty nuts about this. So he's on the Avengers 30th anniversary poster by George Perez, which is awesome.
Is that the one? It's like that like two-page from what is it, Avengers 305, whatever that first Lava Men issue we did.
No, this is actually specifically for this poster. It has the Wasp in every costume going around the edge of it.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then let's see. When they were doing Avengers Classic, reprinting the Avengers, Art Adams did the covers. Quasar's on the cover. They did make a big giant poster because he's like up in the right corner, like about this big right here, you know. Dynamic Forces Avengers lithograph. That's from the Perez Busiek run. You know, they had the #1 cover that had everybody on it. Marvel Universe. Double Your Fun is where they talk about titles going bi-weekly for the summer, and Quasar just they reprint like a Paul Ryan, it looks like. Oh, yes, there is. Tell you what. How much do we have? A few minutes? I can rummage around here because this is actually a poster that I'm extremely. Actually, I see it right now. 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah. So, did you have any Marvel posters in your room, like big ones that you'd buy at?
Like I said, I had that one. It was the one that was that 2-page spread from that Avengers issue we did.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This I found on eBay. And I love this because this is one of my favorite Quasar stories, right? This is the
nice.
ad. Who watches the Watchers die?
I want that.
Search eBay. I've seen a few of them listed every now and then.
Oh.
I'll watch out for them too if I see another one. But this is, it's got the Steve Lytle cover, it's got the McFarlane cover, the Mignola cover, and the Jim Lee cover on there in black and white. I mean, I love this. This is.
Oh, hey, my wedding anniversary is coming up. I'm way fast.
Okay.
What I want, I should be like, hey, I want that Quasar poster Will has.
One of my hopes one of these days is to actually get images of all these posters and link them on the Quantum Zone, but it's way down my list of things to do. But unfortunately, no, that's really the only dedicated Quasar poster that I know of is that one right there. So, and it's a lot of reprint.
Before I forget, because I will forget, one last question before we go. I was thinking about this. Do you know is there any way to contact Mark Grunwald's family? I'd love to interview them.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Tell you what, I might have a way to get in touch with them through a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give him a call and see. So
cool.
Let me put that on my note of things to do.
Nice.
Because
Please.
that would be. I think his daughter. I don't know. There's a Jen Grunwald that works in comics, but I don't know. I don't think that's his daughter.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but I wasn't sure if that was a relation or not.
All right, I've got it. It's in my to-do list now. I'll see what I can do.
All right. So should we get out of here?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Remember, everyone, next episode, Marvel Team Up 113. And if you want a copy of your own, you know what to do.
Yes.
Like I said, our own Oprah, Matt himself.
You get a Quantum Band, and you get a Quantum Band.
No, you get a Marvel Team Up 113. You get a Marvel Team Up 113.
Yeah, I'm not even going to mail it. I'm going to just take your address, go to your house, and put it under your chair.
That's not creepy at all.
He's got the big beard. He's not Santa, but he's close.
As long as you don't live in the teen section of the Boston Public Library, I can go into it.
Nice. As long as you don't live in Matt's summer home, yes. All right, everyone. Again, send us your thoughts. capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/quantumzonepod, @quantumzonepod on Twitter, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. We're even on Instagram. But the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And like Matt said, hey, give us a review on iTunes. Hey, subscribe on YouTube.
I love the graphic. That's awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't working for a while, and now I guess with Google Hangouts, it only works with certain browsers. It's weird.
Cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube, and most of our information's right up on the screen. So,
yeah.
All right, Matt. Besides the teen section, where can people find you?
Well, you can't find me there. So anywhere. I'm all over Matt Kona, MATTKONA on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Email me, mattkonastandup@gmail.com. And yeah, write those reviews. I don't want to buy 8 issues tomorrow. Or not then. I mean, no.
Can make a quilt out of them.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll put one aside to our constant to Will's alter ego who emails us when he's not here.
Nice.
Exactly.
Soshin, man. Send us. Yeah, because he's already sent us like 2 or 3 like feedback. So yeah. Need to set one aside for Soshin. Soshin, send us in like one more. We'll send you an issue.
Nice.
Our number 1 fan. All right, Will, master of the Quantum Zone.
You can always find me at the Quantum Zone. I'm WALLRED at Twitter, at Gmail, willallred.com, diaryofnight.com is my book that hopefully I do have some advanced copies of, which will be making their way toward a certain couple of guys on this podcast pretty soon. So I hope you guys enjoy them.
That's right.
And
we're going to be doing a review on this podcast eventually, probably sometime in July. So
sweet. Very cool.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where you can find me. Thanks.
All right. And remember, everyone, this episode should hit the podcast Friday morning. You can, if you want to watch the next episode live, we'll be on YouTube tonight. If you're listening to this on the podcast, watch it on YouTube Friday night.
Awesome.
Yes. Go live. You can leave comments and
we'll do it live. All right, everyone. That has been another episode of the Quantum Zone. Oh, so yeah, next episode flashback to Marvel Team Up 113, and then the episode after Quasar 7, our last Acts of Vengeance issue. Even though it's fun on the cover.
It totally counts.
And if anyone wants to send me a Quasar poster, just go ahead. I want one of those sweet ones. I want one of those Journey into Mysteries like Willow.
I will see what I can find, man.
Nice. I didn't even know that existed. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah.
I didn't either until I was cruising eBay, and I'm like, holy crap, I want that.
Yeah. While you guys were talking, I looked Journey into Mystery, mostly found Thor stuff. And then I looked eBay, who watches the Watchers, and I just found a lot of articles about people watching eBay auctions. So.
Nice.
Well, everyone, stay off eBay and come listen to us. And remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum.